So that's what's happening with that little hiccup if you see it.
The other advantage that Penguin has here, or going against a Metapod only knows Harden. Harden only affects the defense, not the special defense, which is what he would need to protect himself against a move like Thundershock. All electrical attacks are special attack based. Defense has no bearing on your protection against them.
Yeah.
So you'll notice that the amount of damage that Metapod is taking is not decreased when he uses Harden.
Indeed. Very good observation there, and I was actually lucky enough to paralyze it, but abilities do exist in this game.
That's another thing that they have.
Yep, abilities came out in the Ruby and Sapphire series, and each Pokemon has an ability. Generally, they're by certain types of Pokemon.
I apologize, that was my fault.
Generally, they're certain types of Pokemon have certain abilities, and I'll go into a status screen and show you, for instance, Pikachu's ability. If I go to Pokemon,
I believe it is static, which
so you go to
has something to do
screen.
with. I believe, and it makes paralysis. Yeah,
paralyze on contact. So that's Pikachu's ability. If I go Weedle, it prevents added effects, which means it prevents things like poison and all those, I believe.
Either that, or it has to do with confusion.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Overgrow. If my health is below 1/3, my grass moves are increased in power. Vital Spirit. My Mankey cannot be put to sleep. And my Pidgey has Keen Eye, which means that even if you use Sand Attack on him, he will not lose accuracy.
That does come in handy a lot.
It does. Now that I've leveled up everybody, I'm actually going to run away from the random battles right now. I'm going to level Pikachu up off screen.
Were you going
later.
to catch a Caterpie?
Oh, I could catch a Caterpie. Why not?
Because we did talk about that before.
We did talk about catching a Caterpie, so we'll switch to Pikachu for that. He's going to get the string shot treatment, if that's alright. We don't need him to be fast, we just need him to be effective at this point. So, Thunder Shock. A little too hard. That's alright.
We can find Caterpies all over the place.
You can find Caterpies all over, and at this point, I'm really not that concerned, although I do remember when I was power leveling, I passed over this item so I can show you guys that it's here. It's a potion. So, here we go. Into the home stretch of Viridian Forest.
Where we get noticed.
And he's asking us why the rush, considering we spent a lot of time off camera. Just let me tell you, we spent a lot of time off camera trying to find that Pikachu.
A lot of time, even with the speed increase.
Even with throttle going, we spent a lot of time searching for Pikachu. So I'm going to just use Pidgey right on the front here and use him to speed this battle up as much as I can, without throttling it, just to show you guys the next part of the game. Gust. Although I'm not sure if this guy has a Kakuna, I may throw out Pikachu to get another level or so. Now Pidgey's level 11. That's good.
I believe it's around level 15 where they start to get
where they stop listening to you all the time unless you have Misty's badge.
Which means that you have to go through 2 gyms in order for your Pokemon to listen to you, which is why you don't want to level them up too quickly, because granted, in several of the gyms you can skip the trainer battles, but that's also experience you're wasting as well.
Yeah. Trainer battles are always handy. I'm not talking to any of these people. Some of them actually will propose trades for me. There's this patch of grass, if I remember right, has the Nidorans in it.
I can't quite remember. I believe I can't remember if they do or not. I think in the new games some stuff was changed. I believe Nidoran is a little bit more difficult to find now.
Okay.
It is in the Safari.
Ah. Well, it's always been in the Safaris.
It always has. It is in other areas too. I don't believe it's there anymore. But you don't find it quite as soon. I've actually had trouble finding some of the... generally, I would have to go to the Safari Zone in order to get some of that stuff.
Well, we are in Pewter City, the first gym city here in this game. Now, I'd show you the funny little trick with Jigglypuff, but it only worked in Pokemon Yellow. What happened is, in Pokemon Yellow, obviously your Pikachu followed behind you as a separate sprite. And if you talk to this Jigglypuff, it would sing and put your Pikachu to sleep, so you could walk away and leave your Pikachu behind.
I never knew that about Pokemon Yellow.
Yep. It was a funny little glitch, but unfortunately, it also had the side effect of making it so Pikachu was not happy with you. When you left the building, Pikachu would be behind you again, but he would be very angry.
And of course, to the north is the museum.
Yep, the museum, and we will be coming back here later in the game. The Pewter Museum of Science. Science! And of course, this little sign with the red rainbow on it is the gym, the rock solid trainer. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to move some people around in our party. We're going to put Mankey first, followed by Bulbasaur, because when Bulbasaur hit level 9 off screen, he learned Vine Whip, very powerful grass move.
Although I do believe that there are some ground type in here, along with the rock types. I believe, as far as Brock goes, Brock
is pure
rock, but I believe his trainer crony here
has a Sandshrew, or did. I don't know if they changed that. So
I believe he still has it.
So we'll actually put Bulbasaur first for safety. Okay, so he's going to call me a kid, and I'm 10,000 light years from facing Brock. 10,000 light years or 2 steps. Take your pick.
He will later correct himself, but...
Indeed. Oh, Geodude's first, so that's good. I don't really think Geodude's going to be much of a problem, so we're going to go straight to Vine Whip instead of using Leech Seed first.
It could be that I am wrong and they did actually fix that, but in the original, I do believe he had...
In the original, I know for a fact he had a Sandshrew. Bulbasaur gets a level because the trainer Pokemon levels you a lot faster. He doesn't, he still has a Sandshrew.
It's just not the first one out. It's
yeah.
the second.
And Sandshrew is not going to be as affected by fighting moves, which is why we're using the grass on him. And he knows what's best for him, so he just curls up and waits to die.
But again, the same thing as far as Pikachu versus Metapod. This Vine Whip is a special attack. Defense Curl has the same effect as Harden, which obviously puts up defense, and it has no effect.
It has no effect on special defense. Light years isn't distance; it measures, or isn't time; it measures distance.
So he at least realizes he's a moron and steps back to let you.
And so, yep, what we're going to do is we're going to put Mankey right out to face the first Pokemon Brock has, which, if I remember correctly, is a Geodude. These Pokemon are all rock type, so here we go. Now, unless they've changed this drastically, he only has 2 Pokemon. We're about to find out.
And I believe they're level
12 and 14.
Yes, it's 12 and 14. The 14 is an Onix.
Yep, he has a level 12 Geodude and a level 14 Onix. Well, Mankey's going to come out first, and we're going to see what Low Kick does to Geodude. It's pretty effective, but it doesn't do a lot of damage.
On Onix, it is far more effective because Onix is a massive Pokemon.
It is a heavier Pokemon, yep. It's not directly explained with Low Kick, but it is. The heavier the Pokemon is, the more damage it does. Low Kick sort of knocks them over. This move is also duplicated in a different form in the Diamond and Pearl series. Well, I'm not going to change Pokemon. I'm going to keep Mankey out as long as he can survive. And that move would be Grass Knot. It is a Grass-type move that the heavier the opponent Pokemon is, the more it hits them. And I found the most effective use of that move I have found is on the Pokemon Quagsire. Not only a heavy Pokemon, but also a water ground type. So 4 times effective and heavy, Grass Knot on him is deadly.
Another one that was a water ground type was in Ruby Sapphire with the starter Pokemon Mudkip, which then eventually evolved into Swampert.
Yes.
Which was very handy, and I believe it was Ruby Sapphire where they started mixing types that normally would be super effective against each other.
Yes.
Water versus ground would normally have a super effective nature. They had...
And in the case of Mudkip, it allowed it to be immune to electric attacks.
which made it very handy. It had the introduction of the moves Mud Slap and Mud Shot.
Indeed. And I've earned my Boulder Badge.